Hey everyone, hey Jeff here. Hey, it takes time to master anything. And one of the things you're going to need before you master having a compelling Facebook presence that generates referrals and a massive amount of awareness for you out in the community. One of the things you're going to need to know is you're going to need to know what you're trying to build. Now, this knowing comes in two ways. One, it can be an intuitive knowing, which is kind of from your gut, but it can also be a actual like a planning and strategic knowing, which comes from your mind, and both are very, very important. And so today, what I'm going to do is I'm going to outline the kind of mindset you need to build a powerful social media presence. And there are four main things or main ways you may need to rethink uh, your social media activities. So let's go ahead now and look at those four things one at a time. So the number one thing you might need to change is you're going to have to stop scattering and start focusing. And one of the analogies I use is it's like you've got a pile of stones in your hand, and each one of those stones represents a piece of social media content. So one stone might be some really expensive photos of a new listing that you have secured that you're trying to promote and get buyers for on social media. Another one, little stone might be a humble brag about what a great realtor you are because you've heard that that's a good idea. It's not, but don't worry. And then another big stone might be all this money you've spent boosting properties and running ads, and that hasn't really worked for you. But you have all these stones, or a personal story about your family that got a massive amount of attention on social media. And how does that help your real estate career? So you've got all these stones in your hand, and your strategy is to pick them up and to hurl them into cyberspace, hoping that someone will stumble across it, pick up one of those stones and say, wow, would you be my realtor? And it doesn't really happen that way. And so the goal of our training and what I'd like you to think about in terms of changing your mindset is instead of just looking at those individual stones and throwing them out there, is to say, what would happen if I took all this value that I have and my knowledge, my relationships, my creativity, my skill set, what would happen if I took that all those stones, and I built something truly remarkable in one place? And I recommend your personal Facebook profile to start with. Build something remarkable that people want to come and see. They don't stumble over it. They come to see it because it's attractive, because others are sharing about it, talking about it, etc. So actually building a personal brand. That's the number one thing I want you to start thinking about. Don't think about the individual stones. Think about the entire structure. So the second major mindset shift that you may need to take in terms of building a remarkable social media presence is you may need to actually stop copying others and start doing the hard and the real and the genuine work of asking yourself, what is unique about me? What is unique about how I operate, how I live, how I do relationships? Not just your work as a realtor, because a lot of that's going to be similar, let's be honest. But what is unique and different about you? And when we find those two, three, four things that make you remarkable, idiosyncratic, odd, unusual, weird, strong, powerful, whatever it is, when we find those things, then we can build a presence around those things. The third mindset shift you might need to take is that you might need to start choosing only the modes of expression that you really enjoy and that you are really, really good at. Now, I know there's a lot of social media advice out there telling realtors and real estate professionals, you've got to be on video. Well, that is rubbish, because if you're not good on video, if you're not comfortable on video, if you're not an effective communicator on video, why would you be on video? It's going to be detrimental to your brand. People who see your videos are going to be pushed away from your brand relationally. It's not making a good impression. So I don't want you to think about modes of expression as in what everyone's telling you to do. I want you to think about what you're really good at. If you are not a good writer, if you're not great with words, then why would you begin writing blog posts? There's too much work for you to do, and it's not natural enough for you to quickly master the art of creating content that way. So we're looking for the things that you're naturally good at, and everybody is good at something. Even if you ask great questions, you could be known as a great question asker. So there is definitely ways of creating content that's very powerful for you, but I want you to only choose the 2 or 3 modes of expression that you are really naturally good at and enjoy. Now, the fourth mindset switch you're going to have to take if you want to fully build a personal brand on social media that generates referrals for you and a massive amount of awareness in the community is the most critical one of all. You must put everything through the lens of this switch. You must be building relational equity with every post that you create. Now that's the lens. Is the content you're creating, is it drawing people in? Is it increasing the way that people feel about your brand in positive ways? Is it generating new relationships and creating awareness of your brand? Or is it pushing people away? Example number 1, if you are constantly posting on the nose real estate content about properties that you're listing on your personal profile, is that increasing the relational equity of your brand, or is it pushing people away? Well, given that 99.9% of people in your sphere are not in a real estate phase of their life, you are most likely pushing them away. It's not relevant, it's not interesting, it's one-dimensional, so you may need to think about not doing that. However, example number 2 is you create a nostalgic, feel-good post about the power of home in people's lives. Are you increasing the relational equity of your brand, or are you pushing people away? Well, actually, you're making me feel good about you as a realtor. You're making me feel good about my own home, perhaps. You're making me aspire to want to own a home. So in this case, you're talking real estate, but you're attracting people and gathering people into forming a deeper relationship with your brand. So those are the 4 switches you may need to take in terms of altering your mindset in building a powerful social media brand, a powerful personal social media brand this year. So those are the 4 social media mindset switches that you might need to make to build a powerful referral brand in 2019. The kind of brand that people in your community talk about. They tell others to follow you, to check you out. They refer you constantly to others because you are remarkable, you are unique, you are describable, and you are desired in your local community. So what I would like you to consider is joining our innovative, groundbreaking, battle-tested training. It's a 6-week training that starts next Tuesday. So quickly look on the link below. Go ahead, register. Send me any questions you have if you're unsure whether it's right for you. But I would like you to build something that continues to generate referrals so you can quit hustling and begin building something that generates business for you in an ongoing way for 2019 and beyond. Take care. Have a good day. I'll talk to you tomorrow.